We offer weekly therapeutic lessons and equine-assisted services all year round. We provide services to groups such as veterans, people with disabilities, families, and individuals impacted by cancer, individuals in recovery, as well as youth at risk. We use our horses through our therapeutic programs in two different ways. It can be cognitive or it can be physical. So for the physical attribute, we have clients that come and the movement of the horse really helps with their muscle strengthening, their core strength, as well as just their different muscle tone. And then we also have the cognitive aspect. So this is going to be our mental health programming. It really is a great opportunity for people to come and they learn about themselves as well as what our horses can provide to them from a mental health standpoint. So we provide a lot of respite. We provide a lot of eye-opening experiences. And people that come who don't always, have the best of days have a much better day when they're at Ironstone Farm. The biggest challenges that we were facing prior to coming to Ironstone for Keith were communication. He's non-speaking and didn't really have a functional form of communication at the time. So it was something that was a new world to us as parents. There's not a ton of activities that are set up for kids with disabilities. So for Keith to be able to come and really bond with animals, do a fun activity every week, we were really excited and hopeful. To watch him kind of be so confident on a horse and feel a connection with an animal and be himself is really awesome. The world is not built for people like Keith, and we're big proponents of change the system, not the person. So here at Ironstone, because of the acceptance that they show and the support that they give to Keith, I think his future is looking really, really bright.
When you are in the military, you are assigned to family. You leave your birth family, and in the Air Force, they give you some people to live with, they give you people to work with. You don't have to try to look for a family. And it's hard when you get out because you don't have that anymore. You have no idea how important this program has been to me. The horses have taught me confidence. They've taught me to trust that what I ask them to do, they will do. And they listen. The kindness of everybody involved in this, I appreciate it to no end. I love coming here, and I'm sure all the other veterans I knew that have come here have loved it. And we really appreciate the opportunity. We're glad you guys make it possible for us to do that.
And, for my patients, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise in their head. There's a lot of things that they're thinking about, the wreckage that they've made, how they're going to fix it, if they're going to stay sober, what they're going to do next. And just 10 minutes of silence in their heads is a gift. And I think that's what they get when they're here. I think the most beneficial effect that I've seen on my patients is just a renewed sense of hope that, without a drink or a drug, they can have a good time. They can feel safe, they can feel wanted, and they can be a part of something that brings them joy and happiness. Experience they'll have for the rest of their life. And they'll look back on in the event that they ever struggle again. I feel like it's one of the first sober, happy memories that they can look back on and know, you know what? I might be in a dark place now, but there is light, and I've experienced that.
She has a brain tumor, lung disease, and epilepsy, and her needs were pretty significant. Her brain tumor was growing pretty aggressively, and they had told us she was going to need another brain surgery. She had already had 3. We were really struggling with a way to make sure that she was going to be able to gain back all her capabilities after the surgery. I think I wish people knew how hard our daily life is. It just is a consistent, constant pressure and stress, and Alexa is always battling side effects, and she's so strong, but it's so hard to keep going. And the cancer retreats, I think, mean a lot to us. They're a time to really just get to see other people who are going through something similar. I can remember there was this moment where the horses were smelling Alexa's head and poo, and she was just giggling, giggling all out. And it made me so happy because basically the week before, a big brain surgery, you're like crying and worried and concerned. And how is this going to turn out? Is it going to get all the cancer? Is it going to be okay? And just to be able to come and have this moment of joy to hold on to right before going in the hospital, it was perfect. And I just can't say enough good things about it. We've just seen that continue through our time here at Ironstone.
Avery's diagnosis is it's a large vesicular aqueducts. It's EVA, so it causes hearing loss and deafness in children. So Avery is deaf in one ear and profoundly deaf in the other one. And we don't have any deafness in the family. She's the first person in the family to deal with hearing loss of any sort. So just not knowing how that would progress. We would go places and she would really just kind of self-isolate. And it was, as a parent, it's kind of sad. You want your kids to be, at least feel like they're accepted by their peer group. And I think a matter of the hearing loss and her not really having the vocal skills, she just felt like she couldn't really connect.
As soon as she started riding the horse, unexpectedly brought out her voice. And even though she wasn't saying words, we couldn't really understand what she was saying, she was still talking and babbling.
And then as she was coming here and she gained that confidence, just seeing her not afraid to interact with other children, and definitely think that a lot of that is owed to Ironstone.
I would start here because the people that work here are pretty phenomenal. They understand the needs of the populations that they serve. They understand the needs of the horses that they serve, and then they bring them together, and it's just really a beautiful, magical thing. It's worth it.
And you get to be with horses, and it's outside in this beautiful place. So give it a try.